Background on. YouTube streams live. Okay. And since everything looks good, welcome to Stardew Valley. Possibly the last stream of it, but more likely second to last. Because it's raining today and we can't get truffles when it's raining. Your last recipe made me feel sick, Penny, so maybe let me handle the cooking. I am a gourmet chef after all. I have the achievement. I have toyed with the idea of using one of the mods that adds in an additional farming skill for cooking proficiency. I haven't done it, but I've thought about it. Maybe if I ever come back to this game for streams, we'll see if there are some fun mods to play with. For now, I'm happy with the ones that I have. I mean, I have UI Info Suite. That's it. I have also played, I did play Expanded for a little while, but then the game updated and I uninstalled Expanded so that everything I was experiencing was, you know, part of the official release. But I never actually ended up reinstalling it after that. But I like it. What I did experience of it, I enjoyed. It didn't help that I was able to get a better weapon than the rusty sword basically immediately by exploring the forest. That helped a whole heck of a lot. Alright, so today is Saturday in game. Friday is my... Thursday is Island. Friday is Greenhouse. Tuesday... No. Yeah, I think it's Tuesday is Wine Day. So what would I do on Friday? What would I do today on Saturday? I'll need to figure that out. I could do lava eel fishing again. That's always proving lucrative. The ostrich egg is gold today, which means I'll get 20 gold mayo. 20 more gold mayo than I usually do tomorrow. Sell the iridium dino egg. I'll pick up that leek while I'm over there. I want something with leeks. I have a casserole recipe that uses leek. Maybe I should make that soon. Alright. Some more refined quartz. I only have 120 plus. That's just not enough. Any resin or what not to harvest? No, I think we're good to... I think we're good for lava eels. I think it's the extended family one, but I don't want to try and catch all 5 today. I don't really care about slaying skeletons. It doesn't make me as much money as fishing does, so let's fish. I will get what's necessary for another set of the bobbers just in case I am catching a lot today. And need more. Should I make a slime hutch? Someone tell me whether I should make one. As of now, I'm thinking why bother, but could be fun. Especially if I find a decent number of tiger eggs. That kind of money. Whew. So like 16,000 each. There's no guaranteed way to make sure that you get better than like green slime eggs, but alright, so set it up, switch out the bait. We're only starting with 5 bait today instead of 10 like last time, so I'll probably put the first lava eel I get in the bait maker, just that we're ready. Hey Dexy, welcome to the stream. Do you think I should build a slime hutch? Hey, we got a perfect catch on that one. Yes, this is lava. I am fishing at the top of a volcano. How your character can withstand being around the lava, how your fishing rod doesn't just melt. I have no idea, but it seems to work. So that was my last bait. Well, they are called lava eels, so I guess that makes sense. For what it's worth, eel is delicious. Whenever I get sushi, I always make sure to get some eel as well. I first had eel at a sushi place that was one of those conveyor belts. I saw the eel going around and I'm like, why don't I try it? And now I make sure to get it every time I have sushi. this one is giving me some trouble. But I got it and the chest, so. And I'm getting some of the coal. I'll need to smoke them later. I did practice my fishing a little bit this morning, so I'm not rusty from a few days of not doing it. Let's go ahead and bait another one. Don't think I'll have to bait another one before I leave. If I catch more than 15, I'm going to make another fish smoker. So I can do all of them in 3 cycles instead of 4. Although I suppose if I caught more than 18, then one more fish smoker would not be enough, but I doubt I'm going to catch 19 or more. I've caught 10 total so far, and 2 of them became bait. I'm so sad that the strawberries are going to be ready this stream. I love strawberries. Even if they're technically not berries, they're aggregate fruits. Which means they grow from multiple ovaries of the same flowering plant. Then maybe I would enjoy fishing in Dota too, if they're exactly the same. I don't know a lot of people who play both Dota 2 and Stardew Valley, so I'm not sure I've heard of the comparison before. That was just a bad attempt. I do expect at least one lava eel to get away through a day of fishing. You know, this thing at 11, there's 6 bait left, so if I manage to catch one with each of my remaining bait, and then keep one for Uh, make more bait for next time. I finished with 16 to smoke. The tackle was about to run out though, so it's good that we have this. Yes, I have had some success catching one to turn into bait without the bobbers equipped, but no need to do that. If I have another set on me to start using, why not use it? The gold chest does contain some lava eel roe, some other things that I will sell. I think I should probably use that gold animal cracker on a fish pond. Since you can't use them on fish, and I've already used them on goats, dinosaurs, and ostriches. Don't think I typically use them on any other animals. If I wanted to try and farm rabbit's feet, I suppose I could give them to my rabbits, but if I was getting double from a wool producing animal, I'd probably have to make at least one more loom. I've seen people overflow the money counter in Stardew Valley so that it goes to a negative number, and they use sheep. But that's a fairly extreme setup. We're not trying to overflow the money in this playthrough, we're just trying to get perfection. I understand the theory and could make it happen, but I don't feel like it's really necessary. I really like this last one to not escape. You don't want to end on a escaped fish. Ah! I have to try. I'm not gonna make more bait, but I have to try to catch one more. So I may have to rely on my recycling machines a bit. Have to catch one more. There. That was how you want to end it. With a successful catch. Could I keep going? And yeah, I do have enough health left on those bobbers to keep going a little bit longer today, but oh heck, let's do it. Let's try and really, It's only 6:30. Let's try and actually push the strategy to a little bit further. Wait for just a moment to get some more bait. Yellow's right. Okay. Um, got 8 more bait on there. If I can catch that many more fish, I'd be quite pleased. I didn't even notice at first that I had the blessing of waters when I came here, which is why I was able to get one of the first 3 on the perfect catch. I really need to answer that text. I will do it after this fish. People know that I'm streaming right now. If they text me anyway, it's important. Uh, New viewer? I don't think so. The person who chatted was just a bot. The person who texted me was my mom. And she knows when I'm streaming, but doesn't, care to watch. Plus, she's busy anyway, so. So I don't mind when uh, bots come in to talk about buying viewers. I can just delete the message so it doesn't distract anyone, and it still counts as unique chatter in my statistics, so thanks for the engagement, I suppose. For a second there, I thought I was going to get the treasure chest, but then it moved. want to stay at the bottom just long enough. I just have to catch it. Alright, I know what I'm having for dinner tonight now. I'm having sandwiches from Jimmy John's. And I know exactly what I'm going to order from them as well. I had a little trouble with bouncing at the bottom there, but not to the point where I failed to catch. Alright, so after turning one into bait, we'll have 23 lava eels that we're smoking. Well, let's not leave the bait maker in the volcano. I mean, this is basically the only place I use it, so I could just leave it here and not lug it back and forth, but if I decide that I'm going to catch something else in one targeted bait, it would be nice to have to not craft another one or come out and get this one. I will place the order ahead of time for when I take my break, but 5 more days for the ancient fruit and 2 days for the strawberries. Looks like lightning struck my path. Set that back down. Put the bait maker in its usual spot. Give it an eel. So I am going to make one new fish smoker. I need to get... Let's make 2. I'm feeling crafty. That goes in there. I got 6 coal, but I need 23. And to craft, let's sell a few things real quick. To craft fish smokers, I need hardwood. Do I have enough hardwood for 2? I do. Just barely, but I do. And put the deluxe bait back on. I just stashed all my books in there, even though I never trade them in. I'll put the fish smoker here for the moment, but I need a better spot for them. Because I'm tired of teleporting when I'm trying to smoke fish. It's fine, it doesn't break anything. It's just kind of annoying. Or maybe what I need to move is the mini obelisk. Like stick it behind the bee house instead, where I won't accidentally click it as much. But I'm still not quite a fan of that last fish smoker being right up against the crop area. But the forest farm doesn't give me quite as much with up here as quite as much space up here as I like to have. I suppose I could mitigate that slightly by moving the sign and the deluxe worm bin further to the right and then moving my house a couple spots. Because you can move your house. It's something I've never done, but it is an option. Another option would be to not have all of these rare crows clustered together, and then I could rearrange how the fish smokers look over here. Oh, it's 2 a.m. I was not paying attention to the time. It's okay. Getting the whole week of dinners planned out right now. So the 21 lava eels I was able to smoke and sell sold for 123,459. If it was 3 less G, it would have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But oh well. I'll take the extra 3G. Over the sequential numbers. Where you going, Penny? I have an emerald for you. Oh, yeah, we have a baby. And it's not perpetually sleeping anymore, which means I can now throw with the baby. And every now and then, you throw it really high. You can throw it just a little bit. And if you keep throwing it enough times, a little bit higher, even higher. I'm waiting for the really big one, though. I will clarify that even though the heart appears above your child's head each time you toss it up, you only get the friendship gains one time. I don't think we're gonna get the super high throw today. That's a shame. So now we can actually start gaining friendship with the baby. If that's something you care to do. I don't think the blessing of friendship affects your baby in any way. Alright, so because I want those scarecrows somewhere else. That one's one. I'm going to put them in the actual order that they are listed in the in-game description. Send 5. The dwarf one is number 6. And then the 2 you get from the museum are 7 and 8. Alright, now they're laid out in order. Another thing that I do that really just doesn't matter, but I do it anyway. Looks like I lost 1 strawberry to lightning. That's a drag. I was hoping that with as many uh, lightning rods as I have, it wouldn't come to that. I'm going to move the flute and drum block further out of the way. And then I'm going to put these still kind of there. And I'm going to put them like this. And I'm not get an eighth one soon to make it symmetrical. Because symmetry matters. I mean, yes, all of my lightning rods do have it. Actually, no, there's an open lightning rod, but it struck the crop anyway. How rude. There is no number of lightning rods that guarantees your crops will not be struck by lightning, but... And I think there's also like a law of diminishing returns of the probability as well. So me making another like 10 would not necessarily protect them anyway. Ooh. I'm always happy when the ostrich eggs are iridium quality. That doesn't make out for the fallen strawberry comrade, but it feels a little bit better. If I didn't want to waste liquids, I would pour one out for the lost strawberry. But it's very hot here in Illinois, and I need all the liquids for myself. A lot of people consider Memorial Day to be the unofficial start of summer, and the weather we're having here would seem to support that. We had like 3 days of spring weather. We can more or less blame that on climate change. No mild seasons anymore. I do have enough jellies to support making my symmetrical fish smokers. Thankfully, it only takes 10 hardwood. Hello, Luna Fox. It's going pretty well. How are you? Fortunately, I had extra strawberry seeds, so if I want to plant one to replace that one, I can. I just don't know if it'll finish growing at the same time as the rest. I am, in fact, enjoying Stardew. Time to start thinking about what I'll play next, though, since we're getting so close to the end here. I'll keep going with Pokemon, of course, but I want another casual style of game. Not necessarily another farming simulator, but something in the same vein as Stardew. I have a few options. Alright. I mean, I'm getting fairly close to the 10 million on hand I need to get one of the last items. Are you sure that's not just how I sound? Uh, Let me see if I can hear something wrong. Does that sound any better? I think I should go get more hardwood today. When I'm there, I'll get rare seeds, but I don't know how many I actually want to plant come fall. Between what's on my farm and what's in the secret woods, I basically made back the hardwood I spent on fish smokers. So we should be okay. Oh, lucky ring. Imagine that. turn that off so we don't get any echo, at the very least. Lucky rings are rare, but since I have high luck today, and one of my combined rings is a lucky one, we get them more often than is typical. We know we have plenty of gems, at least as many as I like to have. Maybe I should combine my burglar's ring with the lucky ring for extra luck. Sure, why not? If I decide I don't like it, I can change it. But for now, yeah, let's combine them. Assuming I have enough cinder shards to do it. Only takes 20, cool. Let's go for it. There, now I get an extra luck each day. You want to stay out at least until 7 each day to give your pigs as much time as possible to gather truffles. I mean, assuming you're raising pigs to begin with. They make great money, but there's no rule saying you have to use every animal. If you think the sheep look the cutest and only want to use sheep, then just use sheep. The only wrong way to play Stardew Valley is if it's not fun for you. As long as you're having fun, you're playing the game right. This will be the last set of just tomatoes that I put up there. Or tomato if you prefer. I tried to hit what I erroneously thought was an artifact spot and ended up getting a piece of clay anyway. I really just want to go to the next day so I can harvest those strawberries. The baby appears to already be sleeping again. You cannot toss the baby when it's sleeping, which is probably a good thing. I'll try one of these. I did loop when I played yesterday, so... I played quite a bit on my Switch while I was sick, and as expected did well in Jinimo Kart. Basically, as long as you get past the first 2 levels, there's no shame. I would argue that there's no shame in not winning anything regarding Jinimo Kart. It is not fair. Yeah, didn't get the grape, but don't really expect to get all three on that level. You survive the level and make up for it in getting fruit in other levels. Eh. Eh. Nope, I'm dead. There'll always be a ghost. There were a lot of ghosts today. Ghosts are scary. Alright. Yeah, I like spring too. I just don't get spring. I don't know. Luck is not on my side today. I would expect to accidentally throw the baby into space. The coffee beans on the even number days. Strawberries! They're finally here. I can harvest them. I accidentally picked up the Statue of Perfection. Which does not mean you have perfection. You get it before perfection. Well, if I felt like doing combat today, that would help. But I don't feel like doing combat today. I just want to admire my strawberries. If I'm lucky, at some point, the one that I had to replant will intersect with the rest. I can't go down that way. Iridium Scythe, do your thing. Hmm, 191 strawberries. Uh, that one will be halfway between growth cycles. I decided I was going to sell the entire first crop of the strawberries. So let's sell those, and I will get 2 achievements when I sleep. I will get full shipment, and I will get polyculture. If I don't, then something went wrong, and I don't know what. And it is Monday, so see if the special orders board or keys board has something that I want to do. Which means even if the stuff on the island is not ready to harvest, I'm going to the island anyway. I will sell the mushroom. We're a couple days into the stream and I haven't forgotten to take care of my animals yet. It's a miracle. Alright, now I will be able to place the order because I know what everyone wants. Alright. All the animals taken care of. I have 25 oak resin, so you'll probably make. I will be making more kegs when wine day comes around. It is not wine day yet. But it fast approaches. It's tomorrow. Right. If I want to check both boards today, moon will be essential. Or I could do the unthinkable and drink a coffee. Or I could do both. Well, my entire planting space is filled with strawberries. So, getting 100 potatoes in the ground and shipped by the end of the season would either require sacrificing some strawberry space or finding somewhere else on my farm to plant. There is a little bit of room south of my animal pen that could hold some crops, but as it's already 1 week in, I don't know that we get 100 shipped. And I don't care about stone. I have more stone than I'm going to need for the rest of the game, I think. Now, if you asked me to collect 1,000 wood, I would snap up that quest immediately and do it. I'm not going to complete that bounty either because I'm not going to the regular mines. And there are no squid kids in the Skull Cavern or the volcano, both of which I'm more likely to go to than regular mines. Let's warp on over to the island and call horse here. Three days on the ancient fruits. The honey will be tomorrow. Cool. I just look forward to that 100,000 boost. Yes, Dexy, you named this horse. I chose Moon at your suggestion. Extended family again? If I'm gonna do one, I would prefer to do the kindness, but I don't think I'll do either. How do I get through? There we go. I'll go ahead and chop the trees here on the island. Yes, I did not ride the horse immediately upon getting it in this file because I wanted a name suggested by someone. Because once you name your horse in this game, the only way to rename it, and I'm not even sure if that would work, is to demolish the stable and then build a new one. And I didn't want to do that. So, I asked you what you thought I should name the horse, and you suggested Moon for this one. You also named the horse. I also got a suggestion for you from you for one of my personal files, and you chose to name that horse Beatrice. I don't feel like selling the snake skull. I'll put it in the bone mill. Looks like we got a decent number of truffles today. It also looks like one of our pigs is a little confused, but we can fix that. Nope, we figured it out. So I know I'll give 7 loved gifts in the week because I give one to my wife every day. If I wanted to do universal loved gifts, I do have 13 rabbit's feet. Everyone except for Penny loves those. I also have 15 prismatic shards. Everyone except Haley loves those. Let's see. If I emptied out my rabbit's feet and prismatic shards, that would be 28 plus 7 for Penny would be 35. I would still have to find 15 more loved gifts. Everyone except your spouse, you can only give 2 per week. I do have 3 golden pumpkins, which are also universally loved, as are the 9 pearls and 8 treasure chests. So I could do it. I could also, actually personalize gifts. But, I think I just won't do it. So the animals have already gone inside. Let's just head to sleep and see how much the strawberries made us. Got the sound that I completed an achievement. So the strawberries were not too much. Between them I got about 30,000. Strawberries are not the biggest money maker overall, but as far as spring crops go, they will make me the most over the course of the season. And you see full shipment and polyculture down in the corner there. That's not the corner I'm covering, right? Yeah, I'm in the top left. And that's our child a few times. There will be an audio cue accompanying the throw. We're not getting it yet. Alright, so we have our indication that the honey on the island is ready today. It was off at the beginning of the year, but I waited a day to harvest. I accidentally whistled my horse like 5 steps. Whistling for your horse when you can see your horse is peak laziness. I am a very busy and important farmer. I can't be bothered to walk over to the stable. Alright, so I'm going to grab out wood and oak resin and copper and iron bars and make as many additional kegs as I am able to make. And we'll see how much we can actually do. It should be 25. I believe oak resin is what was limiting me before. And I have 25 right now. Let's get this wool in there. Get some cloth. I'll put the rabbit's foot away instead of selling it. I'm not going to forget the honey at this point, so I can take that. Oops. That is not what I wanted to put in there. I wanted to put the iron ore in there. Keep our goat cheese going. I don't want to forget and have it all messed up again. That was depressing. Okay. More and more jade. I'm never gonna run out of jade. Give me wood and oak resin. Put the jade away, but take out copper and iron and make 25 more kegs. Now we had decided that while one of the sheds would be exclusively ancient fruit, we would make the other shed things that were better in kegs than preserve jars. And at that point, we only did red cabbage and hops. Let's see. Are there other things that I want to get rid of? We're gonna try and get things down to 20. So, cactus root is there. Uh, Coconuts are better. I've been dehydrating them, but better in kegs. Cranberries, I keep that at 50. Uh, Forageables, I will look at those separately, because sometimes it's more profitable to turn them into mixed seeds. Melon, how many melons do we have? We have a lot of melons. Okay, if I do melons, we'll be good. 50 is too many of everything. I should not have more than 20. Which means I could put more red cabbages. I accidentally put a blackberry in one. Darn it. Blackberries suck no matter how you process them. Okay, we have the exterior walls of this shed ready. That's not where I wanted to put a keg yet, but it is a spot where a keg will need to be, so I'll leave it. Okay, in addition to all that stuff that I took out, I will take out an additional 138 ancient fruit. Stop one off, darn. I'll try and stop exactly at 138. Have I missed one that I did not go back to get? Nope, we're good. Alright, now coming in here, we have far fewer. I actually don't know how many off the top of my head. But I was able to get all the melons in. And coconuts. I don't have room for all of those cactus fruit. But I got a decent number of them. I'll deal with the truffles when I get back from the island. For now, let's sell all of this stuff. With the deluxe speed grow, with the other deluxe speed grow. I will put the extra cactus fruit back in here. I will get this cloth, or I'll put that cloth in the loom. I will put the spicy eel in the refrigerator. and warp to the island. To collect 100 plus honey. When wine and honey day match up, that's a hefty amount we'll be getting when we sleep. I still haven't put bee houses around this one just because I don't want to deal with the tiger slams. Double check that my iridium scythe is not the active tool, because that's how you make mistakes. I do wish I could get rid of all of these bushes here. They're absolutely horrible. In any case, there we go. One was a wild honey. I don't think there's any here that should be out of range. There must be one up here that's out of range. Maybe like this one. That's okay. The fairy rose is regrowing. It will be fine in a bit. A couple more days until the ancient fruit is ready. While we're doing things, I can do my midweek fruit roundup. I will take my break after this day so I can order tonight's dinner and stretch out a bit. The mango is starting to be silver now. That's exciting. So by the end of the week, well, I don't know that I don't think I planted the mango seeds at the same time. So I don't think it will all be silver by the end of the week. I came back after 7, which means, or I went inside after 7, so all the animals will have teleported inside. It's nice that they do that. I like that. I also like that I don't have to stand outside and ring a bell to tell the animals to go inside. They just do it. Harvest mini games where you have to ring the bell to get them to come towards you and then manually push them inside. These animals are smarter and know how to go in and out of buildings on their own. Okay, so with all of that harvesting done, there's nothing left that needs to be done this day. Let's pet our cat and hop into bed and see what we made. We made 479,133. That's 138 ancient fruit wine was 318,000 of that. We barely made over 100,000 for the honey because there was a couple wild honeys in there. The red cabbage juice now didn't do a whole lot. Those juices and wines and the second shed won't do a whole lot for now, but it's more than I would get for just selling the crops outright. So, it's still okay. And that 479,000 will put our total currently on hand up to almost 8.3 million. So we're about 1.7 mil away. Another couple weeks should do it. But I will take that break now and be back with you in just a little bit. Okay, I'm back. Let's get into our day here. It's Wednesday, which means no crops, no wine, nothing fun, which means I will probably be fishing again. Because when you're this close to having all the money you need, you really don't want to spend a day where you're not making hardly anything. I mean, yes, there's animals and uh, fish ponds and the like, but I can make more. I don't know why I'm even bothering to still deal with the crab pots, honestly. Let's see, the tomatoes are done again. Well, since I decided I'm doing no more than 20 of everything, then I can keep just doing tomatoes for now and figure out what crop comes next another time. Pretty much every crab pot fish that you can get in fresh water would sell for more if you turned it into sashimi, but when I turn things into sashimi, I don't end up selling them. So it makes more sense to me to just sell those fish as they are. Pigs are already hard at work giving me truffles. At some point I'll probably stop letting every animal out every day, but for now I'm okay with all of them going out. Because I will run out of grass eventually if every animal is coming out every day. So maybe like alternate coop and barn days or something. It's not like I'll get less out of my animals if they're not outside every day. If I was selling their products raw, then maybe, but uh, in cases where, since I process all of it, the quality does not matter. Okay, I will grab the bait maker and the bait. I will make another set of the bobbers as usual. It's what, 20 sap? I took 19. Couple copper bars and a few solar essence. I need the quality bobber is 20 sap on its own, so I need 10 more sap to make a trap bobber as well. Alright. No blessing of waters today. I have the speed boost, so the first 3 will not be extra easy, but I should be able to catch most of them anyway. Let's put don't forget to put the targeted bait on and get to work. Slept pretty well yesterday, but I'm feeling kind of tired now. Fortunately, I've already ordered dinner and placed the order to be delivered later in the evening, so if I want to nap after the stream, I can. I don't always have that option. Actually, rarely have that option. So I haven't updated the schedule on Twitch yet, but I did work last Wednesday, and it went a lot better working last Wednesday than it had the previous Wednesday. So I think going forward, Wednesdays will be days that I work, and where I previously worked on Thursday, I will stream instead. Unless Wednesday doesn't go well, then I'll probably work both days. But Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday for sure will remain streams, and probably Thursday as well. That means that because I don't like to do this, if I stream on back-to-back days, I don't like to do the same game both days. So that means that this week, Stardew Valley will probably be on Friday, and Pokemon will be on Thursday and Saturday. Which is good to change the days that I'm doing Pokemon because, they have specific day events in that game. My fishing tackle and bait wore off at the same time. If I didn't want to keep going, that would be a perfect time to stop, but I don't want to stop there. Sniffle Steez. If there's anyone here right now who is still here at the end of the stream, try and remind me that there are a couple things I want to check by uh, putting the save file into a predictor. It may help us in the future. I mean, the playthrough is almost over at this point, but it can make the what's left a little easier. I'm gonna go ahead and add that 10 bait, but not necessarily put another one on there yet. So there's 15 bait on the rod now. If I catch 15 more, that would be phenomenal. But I don't know if the tackle will last that long. And of course, there's always a chance that one or more will escape. This one has been nearly caught multiple times and kept. I've noticed recently while fishing that there is one slight thing that makes catching difficult fish harder in this game. When a fish escapes from the bar, it starts getting away immediately. The catch bar on the right starts going down as the exact moment it gets out of your fishing indicator. But when it gets back into the indicator, there's a few frames where it doesn't start, where it continues to go down on the right. So that results in a lot of fish escaping when they technically should be getting reeled in. That's what happened with that last one. It was technically in the bar, but it escaped anyway. Sometimes, depending on, you know, frame rates or uh, bit rate of the stream, you may not see it. But when you're playing, you can definitely feel it. Or maybe I'm just crazy. Who knows? I think we're all at least a little crazy. And anyone who thinks that they're not is likely the craziest of all. How am I doing? I've got 8 bait left. And it looks like that's probably about as much strength as I have left on the tackle as well. So I think they'll run out at around the same time. Alright, now I think I will catch this one. If I don't keep bouncing off the bottom. It's just timing. That time I chose to bounce off the bottom because I knew it was going to be going back up. This one is putting up a good fight, but I think I've gotten high enough that it's not going to escape anytime soon. I say as it nearly gets back into the red. Whew. I don't like the ones that fight that hard. I like ones that like that. It slipped out a couple times, but overall it was a pretty quick catch. Thankfully I didn't hold it all the way to the top on that one. If I had, it would have gone back down too slowly. I probably wouldn't have caught it. You don't want to hold it at the top unless it's going to stay there for a while, because there's a delay in the bar going back down when you release whatever button you're holding, whether a mouse or a controller. From the bottom it goes up pretty quickly, but it falls slower. Keep fishing away. Yeah, we'll do a skull cavern dive this stream. Just for something a little different. And I don't necessarily mean trade in jade for staircases and go down the first 100 floors immediately before I actually start doing anything. I mean start from floor 1 and actually work my way down. With a few staircases for infested floors, of course. Don't necessarily have to go down every floor manually. Yep, everything wore out at the same time. And that's the last tackle I brought with me, so that'll be good. It's kind of nice when it works out like that. Everything going at the same time. And the next day in game will be the day that all of this ancient fruit on the Ginger Island farm is ready to harvest. I won't be selling all of it because we decided that, or I decided that the greenhouse would be all sold and uh, the ancient fruit I got to turn into wine would come from the island. Just because it's more. So I'm going to put one eel in here, and that leaves me with 21 available to smoke. We can do 8 at a time. And I can just come between the two and put them all in very quickly and not accidentally warp myself anywhere. Got some artifacts, nice to sell because of the treasure appraisal guide. I could do something with these golden coconuts, crack them open, but I don't really feel the need to do so. Chances are I have at least a couple open preserve jars. I will pet my cat and come over here to be prepared for the next set of lava eel. And then while these ones are smoking, I will go over and find the truffles that were dug up today. My cat's in the way, but just keep pushing and you'll go through. There's one behind that lightning rod. There's at least 4 right here. And one there and there. I don't see any more. I'll probably check the farm computer, and if I'm going to do that, I need to make sure I pick up this leak so it's not detecting that. I don't see any other forageables over here. Smoke the last 5 eels. With 8 fish smokers, I'm not going to pass out before they're done. Alright. Penning spot. It always just goes away when I get there. There are 3 forage items somewhere or other on this farm. Now it's always possible that there's one in one of these forest areas that I just can't quite see. But the more likely explanation is that there are more truffles that I just can't see. That's not a truffle or a lightning rod. That's actually a weed that had grown in. I found 2 more truffles. So that's something. Is there actually one out here? No, that does happen sometimes. If there's grass outside of the penned area, they'll still dig up a truffle there. But it doesn't appear like that's what happened here. It's okay, I've got a decent number on me right now. More than enough to refill the oil makers when it's time. So, more roe and more smoked lava eels. And the oil will be ready in 30 minutes, but that's cutting it a little bit close to the end of the day. So let's just head in, empty out my... Hey, Louis James, or Louis, I'm not sure which. Either way, welcome to the stream. I like the chill vibes here. Nothing too crazy. I'm in Illinois. I've never been to North Carolina. I've been to South Carolina once, but never into North Carolina. I know a bunch of people who live in North Carolina, but I've never been there myself. Booksellers in town today. I could take my books into town and actually trade some of them in for once. Maybe I should do that after I'm done harvesting on the island. I have heard some good things about the state. And he is informing me that I have everything under control. I like to believe that. Give me just a second, my headset's chirping at me again. I also do other work. I do not make anything from streaming, so I have to earn money somehow. Yeah, I'd like different work, but I take what I can get at this for now. Alright, get our biggies, because they're really what's driving everything right now. Crops don't grow every day, so gotta have the animals. Because I do not have enough average viewers or followers to monetize. I'm not eligible for that. I don't mind, I still enjoy streaming regardless, but it would be nice to be able to earn something from it at the same time. Yep, that's why I try to stream the same days each week and at the starting at the same time every day. I learned fairly fairly early on in content creation that consistency is the most important thing. If you want to retain viewers, they have to know that there's more coming. Alright, let's pop over to the island and we will get all of our ancient fruit harvested. Hundreds of ancient fruit. Well, sure, having a brand is important too, but it's not the most important thing. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be 738. That's 737. I think I'm missing one somewhere. There we go. Alright, so we're gonna save the regular quality ones and sell everything else. Let's start. Okay, I was thinking of doing something else on this day. What was it? I've already forgotten. I got all of the ancient fruit harvested. I said there was something else I would do on this day if I remembered. And it's just not coming to me. Oh, no. That was something else. Um, nope, I don't have it. Well, then I will do my old fallback, which is just get some hardwood. Anytime you don't know what to do, what else to do, just get some materials. Actually, I think I'll get lots of wood too, not just hardwood. Yes, I said I wanted to do a skull cavern dive, but I didn't want to do that on the same day as I was harvesting stuff. I wanted to have a separate day for that. So, and honestly, that will probably be next stream because I feel like I'm going to finish this day and one more, and then stop. Doing about a week per stream. Yes, recently the thing that's been preventing me from making more kegs has been the oak resin, but the wood won't last forever if I don't get more. And I haven't really done a wood run yet in this game year, which means that there's also a lot of debris around that will give me individual pieces of wood. You also basically want to make sure that all the trees are cleared out before summer. Because once summer starts, green rain can come at any time and it'll just grow everything all at once. So you don't want a lot of trees already in place when that happens. Yeah, there are a few trees here that haven't grown back yet, but for the most part, I'm getting some pretty good wood amounts today. Thank goodness for the Iridium Max. It is so fast. It's twice as fast as even the Gold Axe. Compared to lower axes and that. Oof. Alright. So, once we have this tree down, we basically cleared the forest. Oh, there's a couple horseradish over here. I think the guidance of forageables being more profitable if you turn them into seed packets mostly is if they're not iridium quality. I believe at iridium quality they sell for more if you sell them as is. But I will double check on that and just save them for now. I know that in general, winter forage is compared one where you typically don't want to make it into seeds. You get more from selling. Which makes me think that if there's... Oh, I just remembered what I was going to do and I think it's too late. But if the bookseller is still open, then we'll see what we can trade in. I know the traveling cart closes at 8. I'm not sure about the bookseller. Oh, there's some stuff in the way too. I know the balloon is still there. Is he actually still open? Yes. So I can get some hardwood if I trade in my Witty Secret. That's always stuffing. Book of Stars is always fairy dust. That's always deluxe bait. That's always pepper poppers. The Jewels of the Sea can be any jelly. And I would prefer it to be ocean jelly, but I'll just take the river. It's fine. I mostly just don't want those books cluttering up my chest anymore. I can add that deluxe bait to my rod. I guess I'll check what this is since I'm going by anyway. Emily is in the market for kale. Maybe I shouldn't make an extra trip to do a Skull Cavern dive since the Desert Festival is just a few days away. So I'll be going there anyway. I wasn't able to trade in the Monster Compendium because you need 2 for that. I don't really feel the need to save like any of this food or spring onions. Just sell it all. Four more Aged Legend row is gonna be a heck of a pay boost today. I have to assume if I remember to open that I took care of the animals too. I wonder if that's the one I left. It was kind of, I could kind of see it, but it was out of the way, so I don't think I collected it before. Says there's a forge item somewhere. It could be anything.
including the possibility that it's out of bounds. Alright, I'll put the fairy dust away. And I'll put the river jelly away. And let's see what just the silver and gold quality ancient fruit did for me. I made over 350,000 from farming today. I mean, the truffle oil helped a lot, but it was mostly the ancient fruit. And those 4 Age Legend roads did 28,000. So that's another 380,000 a day. Which puts us at over 8.8 million. Remember, 10 million is the price of the golden clock. I am positive we will get it by the end of spring. Take care of our child. Toss it up into the air a few times. Yes, I'm referring to the sun as it. I'm such a caring parent. Strawberries are ready today as well. Maybe I should do the day after this one, since it is just the egg festival. I won't be doing anything crazy. Alright, let's harvest strawberries. All but one of them, because one's not grown. The one that got struck by lightning will be grown in 2 days, but I won't harvest it then. I'll wait until all of them are ready to harvest. But I see you right there, working to catch back up. So I said I would save, or I would sell all from the first one. I'm going to save the regular quality this time and some number of the regular quality for some of the other ones, just to make sure that I'm getting I have plenty for wine. Though, with the ancient fruit, I have enough for several weeks worth, and the ancient fruit is ready every week, just like the wine, so should be fine. We shouldn't have any issues with having enough crops to turn into wine. But I don't mind having some extra strawberries in reserve anyway. I mean, I have enough in that chest that I can, if I play into year 5, I can plant a full field of strawberries again without having to buy any at the egg festival tomorrow, or turn any into, or bust out the seed makers for them either. One of the reasons I like having a barn just for pigs, besides you having 12 pigs, is that on a day like the egg festival or any festival day, you can open up a door and just let out pigs to collect truffles, and all of your other animals can stay in their building and not eat any of your grass. Speaking of not eating any of my grass, I'm going to only let the pigs out today, because we've, like, it's the 12th day of spring and we've already eaten almost all of our grass. And I am not a fan. Okay, I suppose more than half of the grass is down in this area, so it's probably not as bad as I feel like it is. I always think things are worse than they are in this game. We are probably fine. And let's scythe the grass that's grown more than a space or two away from the pen. Give us some more hay. 37 pieces. That feeds everything for a day. 3 buildings, 12 animals per building, 36 per day. If they eat inside. Kind of disappointing to get regular quality wool some days. I mean, yes, I know they're not max hearts. The sheep are still, no, 1.5. Also, the pigs still have a long way to go. That's why I'm not always just absolutely overflowing with truffles. Once they get their friendships up to max, then I'll be getting dozens every day. The oil makers will never be empty. I'm hoping that they'll get there by like the start of summer, so I can really start building up. I would like to be able to make... Again, this is all assuming that the playthrough goes longer than I'm expecting it to. But it would be nice to have enough truffles saved up so that I can continue processing through at least most of winter. Alright, so as it is Friday, the fruit is ready since I harvested it midway through the week, and all the ancient fruit is ready again. I'll be interested to double check qualities of the fruit. 3 of the mangoes were silver last time, none of the bananas were yet. And for some reason I feel like I planted one of the banana trees before I planted the second mango tree, but I can't be sure. It does work out that way sometimes though. Uh, 3 mangoes are still regular quality and all bananas are. So at the very least since the middle of the week that hasn't changed. And like I said, sell everything from the greenhouse. Got 3 in my inventory now, so even if I just take these ones, that'll be enough to refill all of these. Because I don't know what else to do today since I don't have to go to the island for honey or other crops. I'll just I'll get the hardwood on my farm and then head towards the secret woods for that hardwood. And because I'll be that way anyway, I'll check the traveling card as well. I don't mind getting hardwood even though I want wood more, because if absolutely necessary I can put the hardwood into a wood chipper. It turns 1 piece of hardwood into 10 pieces of regular wood. Robin talks about it in the first winter because you can find hardwood in at least the secret woods year round, growing back every day. And of course the trees won't grow during winter. I almost want to buy the cheese and age it, but I don't think iridium quality cheese sells for more than 940. Basically, what the situation in which I age regular cheese, uh, instead of just goat cheese, is if my cat happens to drop a piece of cheese for me. If it drops regular quality cheese for me, I'll put it in a spare cask and just let it go. And since I'm down there every day to switch out goat cheese, eventually I'll notice that it's also iridium quality and just a cheese that would have been completely worthless, essentially, uh, earlier on. Yeah, it's now iridium quality and selling for much more. Now I could make more casks and age all of my cheese and or wine, but I've never been one to utilize the casks very efficiently. I already had to wait a week for the uh, fruit to become wine. I don't want to wait another season for it to become iridium quality. Who knows? Maybe once I have two uh, sheds fully kegged, I'll be getting enough wine that I think it's worth putting some of it down there. I mean, most of it right now is goat cheese, so I'd have to make more, but that'd be something. I did get another rare seed while I was down there, so that's something. Common mushrooms as well. Part of the reason I was asking earlier in the stream if I should make a slime hutch is I have almost 2 full stacks of slime and nothing to do with it. I suppose I could make a slime or use a slime egg press anyway. Even if I'm not incubating slimes, that doesn't mean I can't get slime eggs by using that. I don't think it prevents me from getting eggs. So let's just stick it there and start throwing some slime in there. Why not? Oh, the info suite even tells me what color the egg is going to be ahead of time. That's broken. Though if you want to incubate certain colors of eggs, knowing what color you're going to get ahead of time is exceedingly useful. Some people like to have the full rainbow in their slime hutch. Some people want all the same color. Some different colors can produce different things if you decide to cull the number. But I typically don't care much about what colors they are because they produce the same amount of slime no matter what. Even rarer colors do not produce more slime. Alright, so we had greenhouse day, fruit tree fruit, and ancient fruit. We had strawberries harvested today. Plenty of uh, truffle oil, and it looks like we're getting some uh, return from our uh, preserved jars tonight as well, including all of the top row. 5 hours from here would be past 2 a.m., so the truffle oil will not finish tonight, no matter how long I wait. I mean, I'd be passing out. And yes, I will do one more day for this stream, the Egg Festival. Abigail must be humbled. So yes, 116 ancient fruit and 100 something strawberries is not as much as I get from the wine, even with 18 more truffle oil. But we still made 170,000 on that day. We are making good money most days. And we are now at over 9 million on hand. Let's take care of our spawn. Takes a while for the friendship to go up because it's not a whole lot each day. It's a festival day, but Penny is back in her corner. There is honey today, so I'll try to get through the on-farm chores relatively quickly so I have time to go to the island and get the honey and still make it back in time for the Egg Festival. We missed the most recent Festival of Ice because I didn't have time to get back. So we'll try to not have a repeat of that. We just had a lot of row finish processing, so I have no problem fitting all that in. For another day today, we will only let the pigs out. I missed petting one of them, and they're not all at full hearts, so I need to make sure that they get pet. And then the other animals will stay inside today as well. But since it's a festival day, this time they won't eat any hay. It's ostrich day. One of the ostrich days, that is. And we're getting dino eggs today as well. But of course I don't make dino mayo unless it's regular quality, and at this point that's not going to happen very often. Our animals like us too much for that. So the egg festival has begun as it does at 9, but we don't have to go there quite yet. I did not get the ostrich egg in. That's some additional time I did not want to have to spend. I am moving very inefficiently right now, which makes it feel like trying to get the honey is not a good idea. But honestly, another 100,000 G is more important than a festival. And delaying getting that money another day is not something I want to do. So we're still going to the island today. However, I will drink a coffee to move a little bit faster. So with the coffee speed boost, the only thing that's going to slow me down is the awkward positioning of bushes. And in a couple cases, partially regrown trees. Or fully regrown trees. Alright, I did get the couple of wild honey. Oh, son of a bitch! I don't have time for that right now. But I have to fix it. Can't believe I screwed it up again. Get the frick out of my way, cat. It's gonna be tight, but I have to fix it. I've gotta drink another one because the speed boost ran out. This is why I need the return scepter. For this exact moment. Thank you, having a horse. I can worry about everything else afterwards. Alright, we made it. Yes, I'm trying to make backroom deals, Pierre. There are duck eggs in the custard. No one spiked the punch this year. Leah notices, no one else seems to. Abigail is practicing to hide her inadequacies. No, if you're too old to participate, then I can't beat you. That becomes a little bit weird, but I guess it doesn't belong to any of my family members. I'll join in anyway. Oh, deviled eggs are delicious, Penny. Go for it. I usually get hard-boiled eggs as a snack, but every now and then, I don't mind having some deviled eggs. Yes, I have many hens on my farm. Eggs and leeks would be a nice breakfast. I do not miss the winter. I mean, some of it has to do with how many blizzards we had this past winter, but typically I don't miss winter anyway. Some nights, like last night when I'm laying in bed sweating all night, then I kind of miss winter, but I get over it. Demetrius is one of the ones that moves around, which is why I missed him. This is not one of the festivals where like the wizard or the dwarf or someone is standing in a secluded corner. They might be on the map somewhere, but not in an accessible location. Alright, let's win this egg hunt. I'm gonna be really mad if I don't. You can't bring like a speed boost from food or drink in here, but you can. But if you have, both Way of the Wind books. Oh, I didn't know you could buy from Pierre while you're doing the hunting. Well, that's your surprise uh, thing to learn from today. I walked through an egg. I'll see if I can get a 13th. Ah, nope. Well, 12 is plenty. Yeah, I didn't do that right, but I'll still win. You can't buy after the egg hunt, but there's nothing I wanted to buy anyway. Blue slime eggs sell for 1,750 each. I also don't care about the prize ticket. I just care about beating Abigail. The only hubris I accept is my own. She needs to be taken down a peg. Alright. I think I found at least all the truffles that I'm going to tonight. So I will replace those, get all this stuff picked up, and that is in fact going to be the end for today's stream. I will end as I always do on the earnings screen, and so we can see what we accomplished today. If you are watching live on YouTube or on Twitch, thank you for being here. Whether you chatted or lurked, I appreciate you. If you are watching the archive later on YouTube, thank you for checking it out. I hope that however your day is going, it is progressing favorably for you. And let's see what we got. Even though there are 2 wild honeys, I still got over 100,000 from the honey. Made in total 145,000 today. And I will see you in the next one.